What's going on, YouTube? I'm here today with another review. Today it is my old faithful Marshall MG100HDFX half stack. Now, a lot of you seen me use this MG cabinet in pretty much all my other videos, and this is the cabinet that came with this head, which I actually bought used off of a neighbor for about $270, which is a pretty killer deal. I don't think they're making these new anymore, but you'll find them like kind of used, rolling around a lot. A lot of people have these, so you find a head rolling around Craigslist, eBay, or whatever, for around 100 to 200 bucks, and somewhere in between, depending on how banged up it is or something. And you'll find a cabinet for around the same price. So we're talking Marshall here, where we're normally all like, oh, Marshall, we're afraid of this really expensive amplifier that I can't afford Marshall, you know, but this one you can. This is like one of the most cost-effective Marshalls out there. And I don't think they're making them new anymore because they do have like an updated version. It's like MG100HDFX, and it looks different, and it's got some different features. So I'll go ahead and show you the front of this amp and show you some of the features that it has to offer, and then I'll show you the back, and then we'll start making some sound out of it. So what we got here on the far left is the clean channel here with your standard 3-band EQ, gain, and a clean crunch button, so you could get some crunch tones out of it as well. And then over to the middle, we have the overdrive channel, which has, of course, its own gain, bass, mid, treble. This contour button is pretty cool. It really kind of helps shape the sound of the distortion, and kind of like how gritty it is, shapes the sound of the grit. And then volume, of course, and it actually has two overdrive settings, overdrive 1 and overdrive 2. With basically one is like a lighter rhythm sound, and one is kind of like a heavier lead sound. And then over to the right, we have our digital effects, this is pretty cool that this amp comes loaded with quite a bit of features here. We have the built-in, basically like your kind of main 4 effects here. We've got a chorus and delay. We've got a regular delay. Then we've got a regular chorus, and then a flanger. And this is your volume knob for those effects. And it's also got a built-in reverb, which is pretty cool. And effects loop mix, so this kind of controls the sound of whatever you have in the effects loop in the back of the amp. And then your master volume. And over here, to the far right, well, your power switch, your line out and headphone jack, and CD in if you want to play, like, I don't know, no one's really using CDs anymore, but if you want to play like your iPod or something out of this and you want to jam to some music or something, you can do that. And this little curious button is quite interesting. This is the FDD button, which stands for frequency dependent damping. And basically what that is supposed to do, according to the Marshall manual, is that it makes this head sound like a tube amp. What it says is that it makes this solid state head mimic the way a valve head interacts with speakers, and it adds a little bit of depth and kind of width to your tone, and essentially makes it sound like, I guess, like a little fatter. Okay, so what we've got back here is relatively simple. We've just got your mains input. That's a little fan for the thing to cool off, that's the difference between solid state and tube. Like, tube amps are meant to run hot, and solid states need to stay cool. Your loudspeaker jacks, your effects loop right here. And then this is effects level, basically a pad where you can cut it a couple of dB or boost it a couple of dB, and then your input for foot switch. One more really cool feature of this amp and its cabinet is that it has these little foot pegs for the feet of the head, so they fit in there, and when you lock them all in place, this head becomes perfectly aligned. So the setup today is a Shure SM57 going into our Apogee Quartet, and then that goes straight into my MacBook Pro with Studio One software. And for the demo, I'll be using my Gibson Les Paul Traditional Pro. Alright, so overall I think that this amp is a very good deal for the money. It's solid state, yes, and I know there's a lot of people out there that will automatically hate on solid state because they're just so absorbed in their tube amps. And you know, the different sounds, really it's all going to be personal preference, whether or not you like the sound of solid state versus tubes. There's disadvantages and advantages to both. But if you see one of these around and it's for a good price, you know, I would definitely recommend picking it up if you're trying to get into your first stack or your first Marshall head or something that's not going to break the bank for sure. The only cons that I could really say is that, well, just compared to like my other amps like the Bulgara Tri-Rec, it sounds a good deal smaller. Sounds very tight and punchy and kind of compact, but for like a huge 4x12 stack, it sounds almost a little bit like kind of almost like a combo amp. The built-in effects are a nice touch, and there's quite a few different options regarding your overdrive channels and crunch and making those sound all different. So this amp has a lot of features and a lot of good stuff going for it, and for the money, it's definitely something that I can't seem to get rid of yet. So that's pretty much it for the video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. It's awesome when you guys do that. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or requests, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get to them. And working on getting some more reviews pretty soon and some other various content videos coming up. And yeah, so until then, I'll see you guys next time.